Hey everybody, it's Brandon. Thank you for joining me again today with another video. I'm coming to you at my kitchen today because I'm filming a video on nutrition. Nutrition is very near and dear to my heart. It's where I have spent a lot of my time on the internet, is in the field of nutrition. Actually, I think one of my first videos was in regard to nutrition and weight loss. But today I'm actually going to be going over the top 5 research-backed anti-aging foods that you can incorporate into your lifestyle right now to turn back the clock, so to speak, and prevent the accelerated signs of aging that is caused by different extrinsic factors in our environment. But before I begin, please do hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button as well, stick around, stay tuned for future skincare videos. When you hit the like button and the subscribe button, it really helps my channel grow and reach more people, and I really appreciate it. I'm sort of like sitting in a very odd angle right now. I really like this filming location, just the kitchen, because the lighting is so good. I have my garden on the left wall right there, and then I have like natural light, so to speak. It's actually a really gray, hazy day today. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? So the key determinants or predictors of longitudinal skin health and skin aging is not going to be the use of products, serums, moisturizers, lotions. The main driver of skin aging, and I've said it before on my channel numerous times, is UV ultraviolet radiation exposure from the sun. Depending upon the researcher, the paper that you're reading, the sun contributes approximately 80 all the way up to 90% of skin aging. It does this by interacting with proteins and enzymes in the skin, driving forth the production of, or the accelerated production of MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases, that degrade collagen and elastin, and also your lifestyle, how much you're sleeping, if you're getting enough sleep, 8 hours a day roughly, depending upon the individual, if you're potentially drinking enough water, as well as your alcohol or smoking use. That can also contribute greatly to the physiology of your skin, as well as the skin barrier and skin aging. Now, suffice to say, there are actually quite a number of foods on our planet that have nutrients in them that can actually protect against these extrinsic factors that drive aging, namely UV, as well as pollutants like smoke exposure, as well as like the pollutants in your environment. If you live in a city, for example, there are certain foods that contain a robust amount of nutrients termed superfoods that may potentially help protect and slow down that UV-induced degradation of aging. Aside from the sunscreen that you're using, which you should be using every single day, sunscreen is the #1 way to protect yourself from the harmful effects of UV radiation. So the very first anti-aging food is chocolate. Chocolate is one of my favorite food groups. And you heard me right, I do believe chocolate is a food group, but primarily the way I consume it is in its unprocessed 100% cacao form. This is where you're going to derive the majority of the benefits. A lot of the processed chocolate that you find on the shelves in your grocery store or supermarket, like the milk chocolate, for example, or the chocolate drink mixes, they're going to be heavily processed and diluted from its natural whole 100% cacao form, so you're not going to have the same robustness in terms of antioxidants, polyphenols, etc. Chocolate has a myriad of polyphenols, and polyphenols may actually help fight against exogenous agents that actually age the skin. So things like UV radiation and pollutant exposure. In addition, polyphenols can help reduce reactive oxygen species and the oxidative stress that occurs with those species. There's a lot of oxidation and inflammation that happens within the skin as it ages, and inflammation and oxidation really drives the aging process, the physical visible signs of aging on the skin. And polyphenols, particularly those belonging in the flavanol family, especially those in cacao and chocolate, and particularly dark chocolate, like I said, milk chocolate, cocoa powder that's processed with alkali, they're not going to have as many polyphenols, antioxidants as the pure dark chocolate or 100% cacao. But these polyphenols that belong in the flavanol family, they can actually offer significant photoprotection. The intake, allegedly, potentially, based upon the research we have now, the intake of these polyphenols can actually offer a photoprotective quality, so to your skin. The more that you consume, there's a chance that you're going to have a higher level of photoprotection, i.e. UV protection from the sun, compared with a person who doesn't eat cacao or doesn't eat chocolate on a regular basis. And that's really significant. The fact that you can, have a cup of cocoa a day, that's actually what I do. Like, I have this 100% cacao powder, and sometimes I just like make a hot cup of cocoa like almost every day with this. Sometimes I use 2 tablespoons of it, and it's I really like the rich, bitter flavor. I also have these cacao nibs. This isn't sponsored, by the way. This is Terra Sol Superfoods. I got this on Amazon. But I really like that brand. They have a lot of great superfoods. And recently I got these 100% cacao chocolate chips that I'm just going to snack on and have as probably incorporate in maybe brownies or chocolate chip cookies. Also, the majority of the chocolate that you find in the store, the milk chocolate, for example, it's laden with sugar, and sugar also increases inflammation, increases oxidative stress, and is another driver or nutrient-related driver in the aging process. In addition to its potentially UV protective effects, cacao can actually help to increase blood flow to the skin, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the skin. And this may possibly affect the skin structure and appearance in a positive way, and that's really promising. Now, this is just preliminary research, small research, but it is interesting to note that the increase in blood flow to the skin and the nutrients and oxygen to the skin, you would think theoretically it would have some sort of benefit to the appearance and to the also additional protection to UV exposure. So go ahead, eat more chocolate, but make sure again that it's dark chocolate, that you're getting at least at minimum 75% cacao if you can handle it. I personally love the bitter, strong flavor of cacao. I don't even sweeten my hot cocoa. I just like it straight, which actually says a lot about me, right? Okay, so number 2 is tea. Tea, I would technically define as a food stuff. I drink tea almost every single day. I actually have a video on my channel on the health benefits of tea for the skin. Go check it out if you're interested. Tea, particularly tea coming from the Camellia sinensis plant. The Camellia sinensis plant produces all the conventional shades of tea that you probably know, like black tea, green tea, white tea, oolong. It just depends on the processing, and the processing also affects its antioxidant quality. Again, just like cacao, tea is fairly robust in antioxidant compounds and content. And these antioxidants can also help to fight the free radical damage that you experience from sun exposure, from everyday living, basically. I mean, free radicals are generated in your body even when you're not exposing yourself to the sun or harmful pollutants in the environment or foods that are increasing free radicals. You know, just breathing and exercising and moving results in oxidation, so you can't really combat it completely. And there's some oxidation that's actually good for your body, but it's the excess that actually contributes to the aging process. And tea has antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, again, the inflammation that drives aging has anti-inflammatory compounds that may potentially be beneficial to the skin. There's also some research to suggest that tea has antifungal, antibacterial compounds, which potentially apply topically. Researchers wonder if it can have any sort of benefit to fungal conditions on the skin, which is actually an interesting, or even, you know, acne, like any sort of bacteria that causes skin conditions. So it's a really interesting area of research that I think that more needs to be done in terms of clinical investigations. Now, white tea in particular, as well as green tea, has been shown to inhibit MMPs. Like I said earlier, MMPs are matrix metalloproteinases, which are enzymes that degrade collagen and elastin in the skin. And green tea in particular contains a high amount of a popular antioxidant called EGCG. And there's some evidence to suggest that EGCG has a significant photoprotection effect. So it can also help to regular intake of tea, green tea, in addition to chocolate, cacao, can offer some UV protective effects from the inside out. Okay, so number 3, and I know this is gonna sound a little nutty and out there, but the number 3 anti-aging food is almonds. And not everybody can consume almonds. Actually, not everybody can consume all the foods that I'm recommending in this video. You know, almonds can be allergenic, it's a tree nut, so not everybody can handle it, and I understand that. But for people who can, almonds can be a really powerful anti-aging food that you should be including in your cabinet, in your snacks every single day, if you can. And here's why. Almonds are rich sources of fatty acids, polyphenols, and a myriad of other antioxidants. There's actually a randomized study published last year. It included 28 postmenopausal women, and they were Fitzpatrick phototypes 1 and 2, so they were fair phototypes or fair skin types. And for about 16 weeks, the 28 women either ate about 20% of their daily caloric intake from almonds, which is a fairly significant amount, versus a control group who just ate I think caloric matched control that wasn't almonds. And I think at 16 weeks, researchers compared the baseline wrinkle severity and width on these participants versus the 16-week follow-up period. And they also looked at transepidermal water loss, or the water that comes out of the skin, as well as sebum production. And they used a photographic analysis system, and they found that there was a statistically significant reduction in wrinkle severity and width in the participants who ate 20% of their daily caloric intake coming from almonds. There was also some changes in transepidermal water loss and skin barrier function, but this wasn't statistically significant between the almond group and the non-almond control group. And the researchers concluded that the almonds may have potential anti-aging benefits to them, consuming them on a regular basis, particularly 20% of your daily caloric intake. And 20% is basically like 400 calories worth of almonds if you're eating a 200 or 2000 calorie diet. And I think I have these almonds right here from Whole Foods, the 365. A serving size is a fourth of a cup, 28 grams, and it clocks in around 170 calories. So that's quite a few, you know, it's like, I think three-fourths of a cup maybe worth of almonds every single day. Actually, it's probably like maybe half, a little over half a cup. That's a lot of almonds. Now, this was a very small study, and there could have been other confounders that just weren't adjusted for, like the participants who ate the almonds may have had better overall healthier lifestyles. They maybe avoided the sun more, or moisturized more, or just had a more incentive to take care of their skin better than the people who ate just a control diet that didn't have almonds. But we just don't really know that for sure. And the fact that the almond group saw a statistically significant reduction in the wrinkle severity and width is quite remarkable, and I think promising for future research studies. Okay, number 3, and this is probably not the most surprising recommendation, top anti-aging food recommendations, but it's leafy green vegetables. Now, this sounds boring. It isn't sexy. It isn't, I don't know, exciting, but leafy green vegetables and really any plant-based food that is rich in vitamin C is going to provide you a good source of vitamin C. So vitamin C, or L-ascorbic acid, is a vitamin, water-soluble vitamin that also acts as an antioxidant. Vitamin C is actually found in our skin. Our skin produces it. It helps to also produce collagen in our skin. Studies have shown now and then that higher intakes of vitamin C rich foods, not necessarily supplementation, but actual foods that contain vitamin C, like leafy green vegetables, there seems to be a correlation between higher intake of vitamin C with decreased wrinkle depth and severity, in addition to wrinkle appearance as well as skin dryness. And vitamin C, like I mentioned previously, is also an antioxidant. It behaves as an antioxidant, so there may be some photoprotection there as well. The intake of vitamin C, in addition to, you know, hopefully all these other foods that you can consume, like the cacao and the tea beverage every single day, can also have significant, my favorite word in this video today is significant, substantial, oh, that's a better word, substantial benefits to protecting the skin from UV exposure, in addition to your routine sunscreen regimen, as well as your just avoiding the high peak times of the sun. Interesting fact is that vitamin C is also helpful for skin, or for wound repair. So there's some studies suggesting that vitamin C may assist in cutaneous wound healing or skin wound healing, and repair. But this isn't a medical video. I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't give you medical advice, and it's not intended to be medical advice. So just see the disclaimer down below. Definitely talk to your healthcare provider if you are experiencing any of those skin conditions that really require medical attention, or really any skin condition. You know, even if it doesn't require immediate attention, you definitely want to be talking to your doctor, your healthcare provider, your dermatologist. And number 5, and this is not going to be a food for vegans and some vegetarians, but number 5 is salmon. And I went back and forth on this recommendation just because I knew that not everybody eats meat or fish. But salmon has been, I mean, fish has been consumed for eons, so I thought, and plenty of people are okay with it, so I thought I might as well include it in here. And the reason why I'm doing this is for a few reasons. Salmon, as well as nuts and cacao, all these foods that I'm mentioning are also highly satiating. So they have fiber, they have protein, they have fats in them that help to keep you full quicker, longer, and just give you a more sustained energy, so you're not grabbing for sugary beverages or drinks to give you that quick energy. Sugar, again, drives inflammation, it drives the aging process. You definitely want to stay away from that. All these all these foods are going to help with the satiating factor. But salmon includes something called astaxanthin, which is a carotenoid that gives it its pink color. Astaxanthin acts as an antioxidant. There's also some studies showing that astaxanthin can provide photoprotection for the skin. So consumption of astaxanthin can offer protective effects to the skin from UV radiation. Astaxanthin also has anti-inflammatory components, so researchers are really interested in using astaxanthin to see is there a correlation between intake and reduction in inflammatory skin conditions like dermatitis or any inflammation that drives a skin condition, acne as well. But like I said previously, aging has an inflammation component, skin aging has an inflammation component, and having anti-inflammatory compounds as an adjunct in your food, in your dietary intake, it doesn't hurt to incorporate them more and to use them more at your advantage if there is a benefit. There is some evidence to suggest that astaxanthin, or really just fish in general, can help to improve skin hydration. And this is attributable mainly to the omega-3s that are found in fish and fish oil. Omega-3s are anti-inflammatory, and omega-3s and their derivatives EPA and DHA found in fish may reduce skin dryness, particularly in conditions like atopic dermatitis. Again, this is not a medical advice video. See your healthcare provider if you're dealing with something. And there's some research interest there with omega-3s suggesting, there may be some benefit to omega-3 intake and UV photoprotection as well. So there's some research interest there. I think people are looking into it. I'm not sure, it's definitely not conclusive, but it's interesting to note that omega-3s, in addition to all these other nutrients, all these other foods, all of these have one component that sort of tie them all together, and that's UV photoprotection, which just really drives home the benefit of protecting your skin from the sun, using sunscreen, staying out of the sun as much as feasibly possible. So my take-home message for everyone out there who's looking to incorporate these anti-aging foods into their diet is there's a good deal of evidence and research behind them suggesting that it may protect your skin from the sun. It may potentially, allegedly help to drive down inflammation, as well as just support the skin hydration and barrier function. When it comes to nutrition research, a lot of it, and even skin research, dermatology research, a lot of it isn't conclusive. There's not hard facts there. The science isn't always settled. So it's really important if you are dealing with any sort of skin condition, like I've said previously, definitely see your healthcare provider. Don't rely on nutrition evidence, which, may seem very substantial. There's my word again. May seem substantial and robust, but really, there can be other confounding factors in these studies that aren't adjusted for that may be contributing to the benefit. So it's always good to look at research and think about different ways of how certain foods can actually interplay with other factors in your environment, in your daily lifestyle, that are also providing benefit for your skin. So I hope this video has helped. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something new. And if you did, please hit the like button down below. Comment down below what are your favorite foods, healthy, nutritional, dense packed foods that you eat every single day. Do you eat chocolate? I hope you do, because you'd be my best friend. Do you eat almonds? Do you eat salmon? What are the foods that you rely on every day for your skin health? And definitely join me by hitting subscribe down below. Join this community. I would love to have this community grow so I can learn more from you and learn more how you do things, so I can digitally incorporate it into my own life. And definitely share this video with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues if you found it helpful. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.